an eargasm of learning and a no-fuss show. Welcome to the Creative Talk Podcast, where you can learn straightforward topics about branding, digital entrepreneurship, online business, and many more with your charming host, John Santos, along with inspiring entrepreneurs, creators, and thought leaders worldwide.
Welcome to the Creative Talk Podcast with me, Jan Santos, and today we have a special episode for everyone. This is a live session that we did on LinkedIn featuring Martin Stark. This is under the Courage Corner session. It's a live speaking event, and we talked about how Martin started a global movement on LinkedIn, making an impact, connecting with big names and really transforming people's lives. So guys, please do check this out. This episode is packed with stories of his journey, learnings, and the values of really making a powerful community, not only on LinkedIn, but beyond. So there you have it, guys. Enjoy this episode, live session that we did under the Courage Corner speaking event on LinkedIn. Whoop, whoop. Love you, everyone. Always remember, have a positive outlook in life, smile, and God bless you. Whoop, whoop.
I'm Martin Stark. As always, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land where I currently am, the Gamma people, and pay respects to elders past, present, and emerging. Also, my co-host for today, Jan Santos and Roy. So Jan and Roy, I'm going to be a good host and ask you to introduce yourself and tell people what you do, because today's show is all about me.
Love you, love you. So, guys, happy 2024, and it's good to be back. I miss Courage Corner. I miss Martin. I miss Roy. So my name is Jan Santos. I'm a international podcast agency owner and host of the Creative Talk podcast. I'm excited to talk about LinkedIn. Actually, to talk about, we will learn more about Martin. It's his show. Spotlight is on him. But guys, if you do have any questions, everybody, if you do have questions that all the experts here can share, values are prepared for you guys so that we can all learn. Feel free to send us a message or hit that react button so that we can get a hint. And back to you, partner.
So Roy, my buddy, please introduce yourself. Tell people what you do and how you can help them.
Thanks so much. I'll try and keep this very, very short, seeing as though I want to be able to make sure that the spotlight's on you, my friend. My name is Roy Kowalski. I'm based in Sydney, Australia. I'm a strategic brand marketing expert. And what I do is I assist medium-sized companies through my experience of working with Fortune 500 companies with their branding and marketing. And I specialize in visibility and brand awareness because most companies have the best kept secret that needs to be unlocked. And I've got the key to the door that is unlocking them to be able to get them front of mind and obviously to be able to be seen, heard, and remembered. And so now let's get back to the man with the mostest. Over to you, my friend.
So I've just come back from Ghana with a side trip to Nairobi National Park. I have two highlights from my trip. The percent of the elephants in Ghana. It's estimated there are about 600 to 800 elephants in Ghana. Mole National Park has the Maori. Driven all the way up to Mole National Park. You're in the tour guide stops, we get up and we see one elephant. And then we get to spend more time with a herd of elephants. They're walking through the park. Get as close as you can, taking some really diva videos. About an hour and a half later, we get off the truck and told to walk up to the dam. The same herd of elephants, they're drinking, bathing, mum taking care of the children elephants, and there's a bull elephant. He's having a bath, trunk there. Now, I like playing tricks on my mum. So I do a WhatsApp call and she answers. What's the first thing she sees? There's an elephant behind me. And then she looks in the corner. Are those some hippopotamuses? No, there are some elephants. Oh my God, such majestic animals. Now, they started a movement from starting at the park to moving to the dam. They were the audience that everybody wanted to see. There were 3 of us on the tour, and I shared that on my LinkedIn. Now, another story is in Tamale, which is a city in the north of Ghana. 1 million people. There was one story. One woman was breaking 227 hours. She had the whole country behind it, influencers, everything, all behind her. So we went to support her. Was able to take a few pictures, came back to a hotel, and the hotel staff said, "We saw you on the television." Then we went to an art gallery, and one of Ghana's main newsreaders, and has got 2 million subscribers on his social media channels. He's recording a video about the art gallery. He hands my husband the mic. "What do you think of the art gallery?" Then he hands me the mic. He asks what I think about the art gallery. Then he says, "What do you think about the chef?" So literally about a minute, I say what I feel. The next day on his YouTube, the title is "Australian Comes All the Way to Tamale to Watch the Chef Break the Cookathon World Record." And this is what he had to say. Technically true, wasn't really the story, but who cares? I was there to support a woman breaking the world cookathon record. Everything that she's doing, she was making international news. Imagine you have an idea. What is it that you want to achieve? Do you have a goal? Could be to get your next job, grow your business, or like me, get on television. I started the World Gay Boxing Championships 5 years ago this year, and it was an idea I shared on LinkedIn, wrote a few articles. Everything changed from there. My LinkedIn success formula is your message and your content equals your relationships, your opportunities, and your networks. So consider something you have achieved in the past, which other people know you for and have supported for you and celebrated you achieving. Could be passing your driving test, could be starting your business, it could be featuring the local newspaper. There's a reason somebody supported you. It's because you were committed. You had a single purpose. You created a sense of belonging that other people want to join. And that was really the key point, having a vision, a bold vision, but something that I could communicate clearly with other people. Now, Roy, I'm going to ask you the story about MasterCard. How did you get to be a supplier to MasterCard?
Well, let me first of all say that, your storytelling is legendary, my friend. I honestly felt as though I was part of your trip when you were in Ghana and at the park with the elephants. Now, bear in mind, I also come from Africa originally, and I really felt as though I was actually on your trip with you. And that's the skill that you have, my friend. You are a master storyteller. So I just wanted to compliment you on that. My story with MasterCard is they approached me maybe about 7, 8 years ago, and they said to me, we're looking to do some aspects for the Australian Tennis Open, and we're looking to, you may not believe this, because my business tagline is creating memorable experiences to deliver profitable outcomes. So just remember that in the back of your mind. So they said to me, honest to God, they said to me, we're looking for something that will create a memorable experience. So I said to them, okay, well, if you're open to some ideas, let's talk about it. So what I did is I came up with 2 ideas. So don't forget that MasterCard would invite their top VIP customers around the world to come to the Australian Tennis Open in January, and it's damn hot in Melbourne at this time of the year. So I proposed a Panama hat for them. So in other words, somebody that's coming to the tennis is going to have this really nice brimmed hat with the MasterCard logo on it. And they loved the idea. And the second thing that I proposed to them was a travel plug that in case they forgot their charger back in wherever they came from. And they loved the idea. And what it created that memorable experience that they asked me about. And the feedback that we got was that these VIPs that turned up, these are people that are not short of money. We gave them something that was useful. We gave them something that they liked, and we gave them something that they remembered MasterCard for. And the rest is history with MasterCard and me. My name is Roy, and I'm out.
So, everybody in the audience, give me a thumbs up right now if you have memorable stories that you share with others when you meet somebody for the first time. You have something fantastic about yourself. Come on, I want everybody to give me a thumbs up because you all have an awesome story to share. That's the crucial point here, storytelling. Storytelling is the world's most impactful form of communication. I consider family recipe something which is handed down from generation to generation. Could be how you go to a local baker's, they just bake bread the best way. My nan, she made the best apple pies. She was a pastry chef just after World War II. She just made it the special way. That's the key of having a story, but also something that others want to be part of. When somebody's going to buy or hire from you, there's something that you provide that you can deliver that others see a value. Now that can make world headlines, and I'm the example. The chef is the example. Everybody here has an example of something that's crucial. Now, the second thing to get the free media, this is where your courage comes in. There are journalists looking for awesome stories all of the time. How often have you pitched or reached out to a journalist to say, hey, would you consider this? You've been focusing about this. I talk about this. My business does X, Y, and Z. This is a new feature. This is a new service. Because unless other people know about it, it's much harder to get your message out there. I'm still a believer that social proof is better than 1,000 viral posts about nothing on LinkedIn. Those 1,000 viral posts, are they memorable? Probably for the wrong thing. But when you get your story out there, that's when you get your credence. That's when you start becoming the trusted authority. That's when you start being considered for opportunities. So I get people reaching out to me all the time for different things and working on this. Would this be of interest to you? Half the time, people just want to get access to my network. But sometimes people approach me about an opportunity because of something they've seen. So Melanie and I are working on something right now that's been in the pipeline for months. We'll be launching that hopefully in the next few weeks. Jenny and I, board member World Gay Boxing Championships, we recorded a video at DY Beach 5 years ago. Latta, guest on the Courage Corner. Ali, LinkedIn top voice. Jose has an amazing story. Kofi has everything about book writing, being an author. Meryl, I just talk about whoopee cushions and Doctor Who. With Aline, if I talk about whoopee cushions, we start laughing. There's something memorable. But to get newsworthy, you need to be bold. Now, you don't have to be like me. I was relentless, sending out lots of emails to journalists. And I'll tell you how I got onto CNN. Logan Paul or Jake Paul fought Floyd Mayweather. It was one of those pay-per-view fights. And there was a story in CNN and there was a quote in there from a boxing historian saying the sport he loved, he considered was over. I disagreed. So I pitched WGBC to the journalist on CNN. That journalist at CNN had also written about LGBTQ plus sport. So there's always already a connection there. So to get that free media, that free publicity, you have to have an angle, something that is unique. Now, with storytelling, with any book, you need to consider your audience. What is it they want to listen to? What is it they are interested in? How is what you are doing relevant to them? So, boxing fans, that's one angle. equality, diversity, inclusion is another angle. LGBTQ plus community, doing something during World Pride, big angle. Why should you still put up with all the nonsense in 2024? What happens when brave people speak up? What happens when brave people create a community? The world is a much better place. And through your story, getting it out into the media, you are creating a better place. You are creating advocates for your brand. You're hoping to grow your business. Now, Jan, my question for you is for somebody who wants to be a guest on a podcast or get themselves out there through podcasting, what should they be doing?
Thank you, Martin, and congratulations again. From the wonderful trip, from the collaborations, for all the listeners and viewers out there. We were talking before we went on live, and I was joking, Martin, and I said you are becoming a TV superstar because he is. So yeah, first step that you need to do if you want to be really out there in terms of podcasting, um, is to connect with podcasters. You know, starting a podcast is not easy. It's easier said than done. There's a lot of technicalities here. Martin knows it. Latha there um, knows about it. We're gonna be launching her own podcast next week officially, and February Martin's gonna push his own personal journey as well. But the easiest way for you as a brand, as an entrepreneur, as a business personality, or as a content creator to be connected in terms of podcasting is to reach out and connect with podcasters. You can do a collaboration. They can get you on the show. You can share your journey, your story on their show, and most of them are going to offer that free of charge. You don't need to pay for anything because it's just you are going to add spice in their podcast brand, and in return, their following, their connection will get to know who you are, get to learn more about you, and they will see your expertise because you are going to share that. Another example of that for everyone that is here with us today is last week. Oh no, it was like Tuesday. Sorry, yeah, this week Tuesday, our very own Lata here, Carthiga, was a special guest on the show on my podcast, and she talked about starting a business, focusing on digital marketing, the new trends and tips, and I as well learned a lot from her. So, and we've received a lot of messages from my connections, my followers that they learn a lot from what Lata shared. And another thing that will happen is next week, Martin, the superstar, will be on the show. So, guys, there's a lot of podcasters in our community. You don't need to pay. Yes, there are some that is doing a business out of it, and it's not wrong. But for starters, if you're a brand, if you're a business person, if you're an entrepreneur, content creator, please connect to host to podcast creators because they can give you that avenue that you need to make some noise. And other podcasters can also share creative assets, video clips, reels that they do from that episode, which can help you make that noise in social media. Back to you, Martin. Love you. Whoop whoop.
Thanks. Thank you, partner. Thank you, Jan. Question for you. Give me an emoji if you want to influence and lead. You want to do something good. You want to grow your business. You want to advance your career. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a heart. Give me clap. Right? Now, that involves having conversations. Some of those conversations might be difficult, but sometimes you never know who can help you unless you ask. Now, I didn't have a visa for Burkina Faso. So I was on the border of Ghana and Burkina Faso. So the tour guide took us to the immigration department. Over the polite ask, hey, can we cross the border into Burkina Faso? Just wanted to do that. I handed my passport over to the immigration chief. We crossed the border. the immigration officer asked his counterpart in Burkina Faso, is it okay if we just cross the border and spend like 10, 15 minutes? So a visa would have been about $200 and a heck of a process. But asking politely, asking for help, building that relationship with the people at the Ghana immigration meant we got to cross the border. Wow, what a highlight, being able to spend a few minutes in a different country, just being able to speak with people in a different country. May never go back there. That's my final point. If you want to lead positive change, you're going to have to ask for help and have difficult conversations. Now, I copped a lot of abuse of what I'm doing in boxing. Sometimes I've had to take a break from social media. I've also had to answer some very difficult questions. Now, the two things in the LGBTQ plus community that deters people from being allies. The first is making a mistake, or fear of making a mistake, or saying the wrong thing. My goodness, Melanie uses the word grace. If we don't have the grace to say, it's okay, you made a mistake, I understand your intent was positive. This is what you might need to do here, or this is what that word actually means. What a good human being you are, but also being able to bridge those divides, bridge those barriers, educating yourself, but also saying, you know what, I want to grow the sport. I approached all of the world boxing governing bodies. I don't believe in naming and shaming. There's one, they don't like what I'm doing. I tell you, the World Boxing Council, the most prestigious of all the world boxing governing bodies, within 2 days of me sending an email to their generic email box, I had a letter and I had a video from the president of their WBC Cares division, also appointed an ally. She arranged for the owner of Gleason's Gym. Now, Gleason's Gym is the most famous boxing gym in the world. It is the gym where Muhammad Ali trained, where many of the famous boxers in the world have trained. He recorded a video. She arranged that. She arranged many other people just building that rhythm statement saying they're proud to be an LGBTQ plus ally. So if you want to influence change, you're going to have to be brave, ask for help, and have difficult conversations. And it might be hard. And I know one expert right here, right now, Ali, check out her content, what she does about organizational design. She has been awarded LinkedIn Top Voice. Huge congratulations to her. So really, those are the three things that I did, mainly on LinkedIn, to create a global movement. Now, the final point is the Block Club Chicago. They did an article on me. Then I got an email from a TV station in Chicago saying, hey, we want you on the program. And I was given 45 minutes to prepare for a TV interview. Then it went to air beginning of this year. So I was ready because I was committed because I knew what I was going to be talking about. And that's the final thing. Make sure you know what you're talking about, because to be an expert, people are going to be asking you questions, and it comes back to your clear message. Now, I want to give you all a big thumbs up myself and give you all a thumbs up. Now, if any of you have any questions, want to join us on stage, please raise your hands right now. If not, we're going to have a bit of a chat, and then we're going to let you have 1 minute early to go and enjoy your lunch, dinner, morning tea, or evening snack. Now,
Martin, I wonder if I could maybe just add just two little aspects in very quickly. First of all, this aspect of storytelling, it's so important. And the key element to a storytelling, you are a master at this, is evoking an emotion in somebody. Because if you can evoke an emotion, you've got through to them. And the second part of it is that, if you are looking for profile, in other words, to be able to get attention, you also need to have something that when somebody looks at you, that you have some sort of credibility to be able to know that this is the right kind of person to deal with. My name is Roy, and I'm out.
Well said, Roy. And my view, storytelling is the best form of communication. And I'm happy to do a session on storytelling. In fact, they can come to our Saturday morning session where we're going to be talking about storytelling in the Thought Leadership Branding Club. Jose, you have such an inspirational story. Love you to share your insights. and tell people about your story.
Thank you, Martin. By the way, I'm glad to be in your program. I love the algorithm of LinkedIn because I saw it pop up to me and it said I had to jump because I also am in love with your story. I can tell you, I love your story. So when I connected with your story, I said, wow, this guy is amazing. So yeah, I'm very glad to be here because sometimes you go to a very dramatic situation in your life, but it's the way you decide to convert it and to make it something meaningful. So in my case today, that well, many people maybe don't know my situation, but I went through a hostage situation. I became a hostage during 5 years, and I had 15 months, and I came back, after I came back, I didn't knew really what to do with this, but I began to connect with people. I began to see that my message was giving hope. I created my coaching program and began to speak about this. And you're talking about the journalist, Martin, and let me tell you, because I became like here in the U.S. like one of the voices of the hostage community, but it's something very unfortunate that here is not very well known the situation. There are many Americans, there are hostages here in several countries in the world. So today I'm speaking about that, raising awareness. So every time any situation is going on, they call me. I'm connected with that. So I'm very glad that every time I feel that my voice is more heard and well, and giving the message that anything in your life you can overcome it, anything that you can go through. You did a wonderful thing with what you're doing. So kudos for you, my friends. I'm very glad to be here.
Oh, thank you, Jose. And mate, let's have you on the Courage Corner in a few weeks' time because we just need to hear your story. For anybody who doesn't know Jose's story, just go on his profile, check it out. It is truly remarkable. Now, sometimes people will give you a lucky break. Joshua Lee was the first person to ever interview me on any podcast. I've been on LinkedIn a few months. He saw something in me. I was all over the place and he gave me that opportunity. So this is my big thank you to Joshua for giving me the chance when really I was starting out. So, and he hosts brilliant audio rooms too. Now, Latta, congrats on the podcast with Jan. You've got such an amazing story. Let's have you close out the room for us.
To share the story that I have in the last 5 years. I really go well with what Jose said about the community that we have built up on LinkedIn. It's not just the storytelling on through our posts, but it's also building connections through comments. I've seen many times you, Martin, replying back to the comments, commenting on my posts, and I'm slowly realizing the community being built up on LinkedIn. Um, and it is better to have like 10 die-hard fans rather than having like thousands of followers. And as Jose said, the community and the storytelling is powerful. We get community because of the storytelling. And I'm really looking forward to sharing my story in these last 5 years of my entrepreneurial journey. And thank you, Jan, if you're really looking forward to work with someone who can bring your personal brand out. He is great value for what we are getting. So I'm truly, truly happy connecting with all of you. Thank you so much. Thanks, Martin.
No, thanks, Latta. What a brilliant start to 2024. It's been over a month since I did a Courage Corner. Sometimes it feels like you're back in the ring or you're back to work. I've been doing email. You've got 100 emails. And what do I have? Brilliant, brilliant guests, brilliant storytelling. Some awesome people here. I recommend you check each other out, connect with each other. How can you help each other? Because this is about the community. Today, I'm not pushing my services. I'm going to be doing that. And another thing, I want to share an example. I did a post sharing my speaker reel the other day. I've now lined up a speaking gig in February. Already speaking about what the scope of that's going to be about. So one post, wanted to get more speaking business, already have a new speaking client. One post, 40 comments, one client. That's all it takes. Now, sometimes you're going to see lots and lots of people commenting. It's the quality that counts. Let's bring Ali up just a minute. So we're going to give Ali the final word. Ali, take us out, please, and congrats on the top voice. Ali, you're on mute. Okay, that's the thing with LinkedIn. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So we'll bring Ali on board in the future sessions. So anyway, I'm going to close the room now. Thank you so much. You have a brilliant Thursday, Friday, Saturday weekend, and make the most of the final few days of January, because you only get the first month of the year every 12 months. Take care, everybody.
Thank you for being with us here on the Creative Talk Podcast. I'm your host, John Santos. Don't forget to listen and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. See you again, always.